Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Freedom Strategies podcast. I am Los Silva. This is Kent Clothier.
Dude, that was a
They're
great
doing
intro.
construction outside.
That was a great intro.
And today we're going to talk about how you will fail pretty much in life and everything else without systems. Systems are probably the most important thing that you can do. Everything, if you really truly break it down, for the most part in business, breaks down to a system. What's your calendar? Oh, let's set up our calendar. Well, that's a structured system of your time. Well, let's do some blogging and let's do that. Well, that's a structured system of processes of how things get rolled out. Well, let's build a funnel. A funnel is a system that leads things into your marketing channel, right? Let's do this podcast. A podcast complies a system of what we're going to do with topics. How are we going to structure these topics? When is the crew going to come here? How are we going to do the distribution? Everything we do breaks down into systems. Without it, we would probably be outside begging for food.
Or probably working down the street there at the construction, for sure.
Yeah, or making tacos. Some sort of thing.
But we would have a system for making tacos.
Yeah, we would. So that is what I think about systems. Tell me a little bit about your opinion.
No, I agree with you, dude. Totally. I mean, I think this is a topic that's near and dear to my heart. I mean, our entire businesses are
We
all
have an
based on
obsession.
Totally.
Very, very tight-knit stuff with systems. It's a big part of the stuff that we teach at Boardroom, which is our private mastermind event that we kind of go into, and we obviously structure that into a system. We structure that into different coaching series and systems and processes on different levels of your business and how to scale your business.
Here's what I can tell you that I've come to appreciate with systems and doing this now for almost 20 years is that, or I guess over 20 years, good God, I'm getting old, is that, as you said, everything is about a system. Everything is about a process. And the most successful people you've ever seen out there, that most successful people that you've got in your life, I guarantee you, they have followed some process, some system, some training, whatever that was developed by somebody else, a mentor, somebody else kind of showed them a way, cleared a path, said, do it this way, talk to these people, whatever the case may be, right? And it kind of led them. That is the benefit of a system, is that you don't have to be a pioneer in business, right? You don't have to be a trailblazer. And that's where most entrepreneurs get screwed up, is that they end up locking themselves in their basement, right? And they're trying to figure out all this stuff on their own, and they don't realize, or certainly don't appreciate, that everything is about systems. Somebody has done what you're trying to do.
Yeah, don't try to be He-Man.
And
really no need.
And somebody's had a lot of success at doing what you're trying to do. Yeah. All you need to do is surround yourself with those types of people, follow what the plans and the systems that they've laid out, and just keep going. The beauty of a system is that when you have a system in place and there's a proven outcome, it makes it a lot easier to move through the process. Whereas if you're just kind of being a trailblazer and you're trying to do something new, you don't really know what the outcome is. There's a lot of faith, a lot of hope involved in that, and it has a tendency to burn people out very quickly. So systems, I mean, I could sit around and talk about this all day long. Like you said, whether it's marketing, whether it's hiring somebody, whether it's blogging, whether it's creating products, whether it's building a sales floor, there is a system for every single thing we do inside of our organization. And we improve upon them all the time. And kind of as also what you talked about is these are the kinds of things that when you surround yourself with really successful people, like-minded individuals, the ability to share those ideas and those systems and to kind of cross-pollinate, hey man, I know what you're going through here, try this, here's a template for that, go call this guy. Dude, that is so unbelievably beneficial that's why I think the topic is so harsh, where you say, listen, you will fail if you don't do this.
100%. I think you will fail.
You're definitely not stacking the odds in your favor if you're not using systems.
And when you do have systems, you're able to set up multiple things at the same time because you do have that solid structure. The way that works is just you have a structure that you go out and you check over that structure and that system and make sure that those bullet points and that thing that you created, it's like a franchise. You go in and you look at the numbers in a very strategic way. You make the hamburger the exact same way that they say to make the hamburger, or whatever franchise we're talking about, right? And that's something that you can grow. And if it's not hamburgers, we grab hamburgers, we make tuna sandwiches on the next one, and now you built a new franchise. And that's why it's a little bit easier for people like us to go out there and start 1, 2, 3 different companies at the same time that all start running because we built that ground foundational system at the beginning and at the core of that.
I think what you just said is one thing. Let me just kind of expand on that for a second. Here's what systems do. They create leverage. That's it, right? As long as you're stuck doing everything, you're never going to be free. You own a job. You don't own a business. So if you're trying to migrate from owning a job and to owning a business, then the only way to connect those dots is you have to have systems. You have to have processes. You have to have leverage points. You have to be able to build scale. You have to create a replicatable, duplicatable model over and over and over and over and over, and measure, tweak, repeat. Measure, tweak, repeat, over and over and over. And that's what systems do for you. And the beauty of it is most of those systems, in large part, that any entrepreneurs that are listening to this or watching this right now, they're done, right? I mean, somebody's done what you're trying to do, and they may be one phone call away, they may be a couple phone calls away. You know, they might be getting in the room with us at our mastermind, whatever the case may be. But they exist. There's no reason for anybody to have to be a pioneer.
So the most logical thing for you to do now is to click on the boardroom, get a little bit of information on us and what we do, and we can talk to you a little bit more about systems. And if you want to have an action step besides that you can go out and try to go out and figure out something, I would suggest go into your favorite blog or your favorite podcast or something that you're doing in your business and reverse engineer it. See exactly their past 15 episodes or their past 10 posts, and see how the structure is, and see how the share button goes, and see all these things, because these guys have a system. So if you want to start building your own systems and kind of get started from scratch, you can at least start doing something like that, put that into a spreadsheet or put that into a Google Doc and start making your own systems and start figuring out how to put people into that system so you can alleviate those hard things and kind of start focusing on just growing and expanding your company.
One thing we should share definitely in an upcoming episode, let's make sure we talk about it, is some of the tools that we use in creating systems, right? Mind mapping software,
Next
management.
episode.
Yeah, so we'll definitely do that on an upcoming episode, so please make sure you stay tuned or go to freedomstrategies.tv.
For Kent and myself, Los, we will see you guys on the next episode.
Take care.